you? Welcome back to your humble thrifty fashion and lifestyle channel, La Triftanista TV. If you're looking for a quick and easy way to revive old, stained, or dingy clothes, you clicked on the right box. Yo soy La Triftanista, por si no nos conocemos, and I'm sure you've gathered by now that today I'm going to show you how I transformed some irreversibly stained clothes I got off the dollar rack at the thrift store a while ago.
A while?
Yeah, a while.
You mean a while?
A while.
A while.
A while.
A while.
A while.
By just using some kitchen items that you probably already have. Like I said, I got these clothes off the dollar rack a couple of thrift trips ago, and as you can see, they have some staining in the underarm area as well as the chest area, and the shorts have some drop stains in the crotch area, which in the video are a little bit harder to see than they are in real life. So I wanted to try and transform these two pieces of clothing into something that I would actually wear and doesn't look like I just spilled coffee all over myself. If you have any pieces of your own that you want to try this method out with, this is what you're gonna need. You're obviously gonna need the clothes that you're gonna want to dye. You're gonna need some water, white vinegar, and whatever spice or flour you're going to be using. In this case, for me, I'm using ground turmeric. A pot or a heat-resistant receptacle that you can use to boil and simmer in, and your heat source, in my case, is a stove, but if you only have one of those electric burners, that will work just fine. Turmeric happens to be one of the most beginner-friendly spices to start dyeing your clothes with because it is bound to stain anything it comes in contact with, and I just so happen to choose it because I have a lot of it at the house since my mom drinks golden milk regularly. But there is a plethora of spices and kitchen items that you can use to dye your clothes naturally at home. So first things first, you want to make sure that the items that you're going to be dyeing are nice and soaked through. The dye just takes better to the fabric when the fabric has already been wet through, but it's not dripping. Next, I turned on my fire and I added my water. So the ratio is a 4-to-1 ratio between your water and your vinegar. So I added 4 cups of water to 1 cup of vinegar in the pot. Then I realized that it just seemed like too little water, too little liquid for my fabric to be soaking in. So I decided to just keep doubling the original recipe that I had gotten offline until I came up with one that actually worked for the amount of garments that I was using and the receptacle that I ended up using. Because since it's deeper down, it's not a wide receptacle, it wasn't as easy to make sure that everything was steeped. So this is what the final recipe came out to be. I made sure to dissolve all that turmeric powder as much as I could and just let it sit there and start to boil. Once it starts boiling, you want to make sure to lower the heat and put your fabric in there. As you can see, this is when I noticed that it was too little liquid, so I added more water and made sure that both of my fabric pieces were nice and steeped in there, and went ahead and stirred it every once in a while. That way the color was even and I didn't get any of the tie-dye effect, since that's not what I was going for.
1 hour later.
After an hour of simmering, make sure to turn off the heat first and take your pot to the sink and dump out your water mixture. I decided not to keep this mixture because I had nothing else to dye, but this mixture does store for about 2 weeks in a glass jar in the fridge if you wanted to keep it and use it for another dyeing project. If you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to subscribe down below and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when new videos go up. And if you want to see other exclusive content related to my YouTube videos, make sure to follow on Instagram at La Triftanista. So I really just wanted to stop the cooking process of the fabric, which is basically what you're doing when you're simmering the fabric in a dye. I just wanted to stop that cooking process and make sure that the fabric itself didn't have any of the turmeric powder on it. That way when we go on to the next step, it didn't leave any weird darker marks on any one part of the garment. Once it's not bleeding as much of the color out, make sure to wring out your items, and we're going to the dryer now. Since I have a silk garment in here, I made sure to do the delicate cycle. That way the silk doesn't get too damaged in the process. I put it for about 40 minutes and let it go.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And this is what we came up with. Let's see the final results. So before we had these two simple beige neutral pieces that were so stained, nobody wanted to buy them, not even for $1 except for me. And we ended up with these beautiful golden yellow, spring ready, summer ready pieces. Super comfortable, very bright, beautiful. I loved how the color came out since it was already stained, and I figured I was gonna use it for this project. It wasn't something that worried me as much, but I like how it reduces the sheerness of the top. That way I'm not feeling as exposed when I wear it. And if these shorts don't say I'm ready for the beach, I don't know what does. Alright, so that was the process. Thank you so much for joining me and watching me go through this process. I hope you enjoyed it and that you try it out yourself. If not with turmeric, maybe with another one of the spices that we went over. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Nos vemos.